Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So we're going to be using this Operation Write Home sketch number 113, and make sure you pause here if you want to write down all your measurements, and then that way you can follow along and create the cards as I do. Okay, so we're going to be going back to the Kaisercraft Golden Grove paper pad. I really love this paper pad and it's almost done. So I'm just going to keep making cards with it for now until I've used up all the papers in it because it's just so pretty. So for the base of the card, I cut a pattern paper to be 4 by 5 1/4, and then a mat that is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And what I did was on Operation Right Home sketches, a lot of times, most of them have their measurements on it. And then whatever they have measured there, I just go 1/8 of an inch bigger for the mats that I want to put down. Because obviously, if you mat something, it is going to take up more space. So it's going to change the setup of the sketch just a little bit by adding all the layers. But I think in the end, you'll be happier with having the layers, and it'll still be very similar to the sketch and its intended. So I'm just creating a little banner. And once I got that banner end done, I'm going to add my tape and go ahead and put some glue down. And I'm putting this right in the center. And then for what I consider more of the focal image, because it's the bigger piece, I just like they had the writing or the script paper in this paper collection, and it had gold writing. It was really pretty. I wish I could just get a pad of just that, like in different, like in the silvers and golds, bronze, like all the metallics with just the script. Oh, that would be such a pretty pad. Okay, so once we have the tape down, we're going to go ahead and use the art glitter glue to attach that. Once again, using both to give us time to be able to lift stuff up and move things around. Because sometimes you don't always get it right on the first try. So it's nice to have a little wiggle room. So for this card, I'm going to use a little bit more of the foam, the fun foam, and all I did was put some of the ATG and glue down, and then I took the backer off of it because it's already sticky. But like I said, I wanted to use the glue so that way it gives me some time if I needed to move it around. And then we're just going to attach the sentiment piece. Now for this one, I also did a little measurement, and what I would do, whatever you're using for your sentiment, just measure it, and then once you have the size for it, go ahead and create yourself 1/8 of an inch bigger mat, and then that way everything will work out. Once again, putting down some foam. So on this one, all three of my pieces have, or the two have foam. So the sentiment piece and the focal image all have foam to give it added dimension. On the one that I'm going to show you where I kind of flip it on its side, I didn't put foam tape on the sentiment part. So right here, I knew I was going to use my Nuvo drops, so I just grabbed one of the release papers that was on the back of the foam and started a little tester row just to make sure that there were no air bubbles. And then I'm going to bring our other one in, and I'm going to do these going vertical. And there you have it. And flipping it on its side really worked. Now, this particular sheet, um, the center square that the sentiment is on top of is a little bit smaller than what they have dimensioned in the sketch. What I did was I used what I had left because I didn't want to cut into a whole new sheet, because I told you it's my favorite, probably my favorite sheet in this little group here. So I'm like hoarding the last piece. And so I used what I had left, and so the sizing was just a little bit different. But I really like the impact that it gives. And I mean, you shows you that a lot of these sketches can go either way. So if you want a side opening card, it works. If you want to flip it and put it um facing another direction, you can still do that and still have a really pretty sketch. Now, on here, I just did the flag ends on each end. Instead of just the one, since it was going sideways, I did it on both sides. All right. So thank you guys for joining me. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And at the very end here, I'm going to have links to previous card sketch videos. And I hope you guys have a great weekend.